I'm very honored to make the small presentation here. So let's talk about the progress and achievement in Build Back Better since 2015. Before talking about the after Sendai Framework Agreement, I'll talk about the before Sendai, what happened. So serious regret from past experience, not only the government, but from the donor side of JICA. What happened after Sumatra tsunami in Aceh? That's a very serious issue. Impact of Sumatra tsunami, all of you maybe know that the first internet eras and mega disaster, which gave the reality by the disaster and gave huge impact to the people through the internet movie like this. So many of you have experienced to saw this. And this was the first time we really know the impact of the tsunami just blow through the houses. So land use plan. After the Sumatra tsunami, we also discussed with the Indonesia government and we proposed about the land use plan to avoid reborn the same risk again in the same place. But this was the recovery master plan proposed from JICA. You can see divided to the green, we call green zone, no build zone or buffer zone, and according to the damage of the tsunami itself. And in Aceh, all of you know that the population of the city of Aceh was close to 200,000, and the mortality caused by the tsunami was 100,000. Almost close to 50% of the people, residential people, died by this tsunami. And what happened in damaged area? Uncontrollable, inappropriate risk knowledge-based goodwill caused vulnerability reborn again in the same place. Because of the many people in the world saw the Aceh's tsunami movie and willingly to support them to build houses again, unfortunately without any risk knowledge. So what happened? Like this. Just to clean up, more than 100,000 people died. But unfortunately, almost same kind of vulnerability reborn again in the same place. And in the reality, within these houses was supported from all over the world. And the people who were living here is a newcomer from outside. So the original people, most of the 50% of the people died. So there's no more people living there. So this is the situation. So after big regret of Sumatra tsunami, sprout of Build Back Better concept was found in the 2006 Central Java earthquake recovery. That means enforcing Build Back Better through the recovery process. What was that? So strengthened brick house. This Central Java earthquake project, mainly more than 6,000 people died in the small area because of the brick house failure. So JICA proposed simple enforcement technique, strengthening, deliver recovery fund only using this enforcement technique. So in order to realize established housing permission system with on-site support by government, more than 300 staffs in every village. So using this kind of pamphlet and show the very simple but effective strengthening techniques for brick houses. And we put the, open seminar to the village people, and just they used the new strengthening techniques. In such a case only, Indonesia Aceh Special Province Government delivered a reconstruction fund. So if they want to get the reconstruction fund, they must mobilize the new technology, new mechanism, new technology to strengthen the brick houses. And just 10 years after this earthquake, almost same kind of magnitude earthquake happened in Central Java also, but no one died there. And within 1 year, we built 100,000 villages reconstructed within 1 year. It's an amazing number of the houses. So after the system is established, I said over 100,000 strengthened houses was built successfully. So the concept is to prevent same vulnerability reborn through reconstruction. So, but not defined build back better as a terminology at the time. So JICA tried to realize build back better concept for world standard using UNDRR Sendai meeting together with other countries like Philippines. So 2030, for example, Typhoon Yolanda hit in case in Philippines. So JICA tried to realize build back better concept. I'm sorry, maybe same presentation. Okay, government first document for recovery shows clearly the concept of build back better by JICA, how to say, support. So for example, you can find out reconstruction assistance on Yolanda government first reconstruction plan book. They put build back better concept on the bottom of the cover page. Just 3 days before publishing, I discussed with the presidential office and vice president and the minister of finance and minister of reconstruction. They fully agreed, and immediately they stopped printing and put the build back better in the cover page. So this is the first document used build back better, almost same wording as Sendai Framework. So in this build back better concept, later I will explain, not only protection seawall, like protecting the seawall from the storm surge, but also for revitalization of local industry from primitive fishery to more productive and sustainable fishery. For example, like this, just put this no-build zone along the seaside and control zone as a buffer zone and safe zone, both protected by the road-raised seawall functions. But not only this kind of physical structure, but also try to make the fishery from primitive more productive in order they can maintain these kind of social systems. So from production to market reconstruction and new job. Every livelihood we tried to support. So build back better concept was proposed from Japanese government to Sendai Framework. For example, build back better was a common sense in Japan, like Kobe or before Kobe, but not common sense in the world at the time. So many lucky situations could lead build back better to the world standard in Sendai Framework. A little bit talk about that. Usually we got a pre-zero draft document so for the discussion. Starting from this kind of document, in the pre-zero document, priority 3, standard development, priority 4, preparedness for response, priority 5, social, economic, and environmental resilience. These priority 3, 4, 5, we don't agree. Japanese government strongly want to change it. For example, priority 3, standards development, it not connected to real risk reduction. And preparedness for response is prevention is more important than response. And also social, economic, and environmental resilience. This was the final goal and not the action. So we strongly proposed a concept of the Build Back Better proposed from Japanese government, that is, which is written, the Build Back Better concept is to utilize disaster as an opportunity to create more resilient nations and societies than before through the implementation of well-balanced disaster risk reduction measures, including physical restoration of infrastructure, revitalization of livelihood and economy industry, and the restoration of local culture and environment. So this was a concept proposed from the Japanese government. Of course, Build Back Better was the common sense of Japanese people, especially in Kobe, here in Kobe, and other damaged areas, and some experts in the world, not limited to Japan, but not clearly defined as a common sense or as a terminology. So, original concept of prepared paper for 2014 by Matsumaru and me, Takeya, for UN meeting 2015. It was disaster risk reduction for economic growth and livelihood. And in this book, clearly mentioned achieving Build Back Better in recovery and restoration. So, concept itself was coming from this book. This is the first official book. And finally, we changed priority number 1, that's okay. Priority number 2, okay. Priority 3 to change to investing in disaster risk reduction for resilience. Clearly different priority action. And number 4, enhancing disaster preparedness for response and to build back better in recovery, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. So this was the final. So these action has some logical structure. Once again, I want to emphasize that usually investment for DRR, preparedness for disaster, and then disaster happen, then build back better for recovery. So this is typical disaster management cycle. And these cycles were led by the governance of the mainly governance of the central government, local government, and municipality. And these management cycles should be based on the scientific base, not the emotional or not the political will. Knowledge, evidence, science base. This is the structure of the Sendai Framework action, priority action. So then, how about after Sendai Framework for DRR agreed, did World Reconstruction Station changed? Build Back Better realized on the ground? So Build Back Better gives hope to the future for the affected people. For example, for first mega disaster after Sendai was 2015, April, Nepal earthquake. Plenty of people died and plenty of houses destroyed. And everyone respect Sendai Framework. Discuss how to realize Build Back Better. Not anymore talking about the importance of Build Back Better, just how to realize. So it was a dramatic change before and after Sendai, like this. And you can see Build Back Better reconstruction seminar. Already common sense and coming from the very famous people and discuss about how to. And in Philippines, after disaster achievement enhanced by the IRP, after disaster happened, President of Philippines published the executive order to act as Build Back Better concept and task force like this. It's a very clear by the President of the Philippines, Executive Order number 120, it says that through the creation of the Build Back Better task force, already Build Back Better is officialized in Philippines. And earthquake in Indonesia, Sulawesi, 2018, prevent the same kind of recovery like Aceh. Indonesia government did their best with Build Back Better concept with our support like this. Almost same as the Philippines. Set the buffer zone, set the no-build zone, and show the safety zone. So we are responsible to these spirits, which written on the board of the refugee camp. This is after the Yolanda. I found in the very rural area, and people evacuate from their houses, and it says that roofless, homeless, but not hopeless. So we must give a future hope to the victims, unless the situation will much worse then. So we are very much responsible, and Build Back Better give hopes to the affected people and connect to the future disaster risk reduction and sustainable development. So today, we can learn a lot of practical experience based on the Sendai Framework Build Back Better concept through this seminar. So I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you.